It's time for another exciting episode of the Bad Influence podcast with me, Jordan Banderas. Remember to hit that follow, subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my episodes. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on any of this. It's pure gold. Today, I want to explore how, as men, we often face the constant fear of not measuring up in our careers, relationships, or our personal pursuits in life, right? Probably you know what I'm talking about. It's like having this huge fucking nagging voice that whispers, "Are you good enough?" 24/7. It never stops. It's always there, bringing you down, making you doubt yourself, and literally giving you all these negative feelings, right? Especially in today's world where you are under such immense pressure to be strong and provide for your loved ones and never show weakness, which is something that I don't really understand, because where does it say that a man can't show any weakness? You can't even get sick sometimes because of the pressure of being there for everyone. Even though that fucking pressure might make you sick, right? Because it happens. The pressure can literally break you. So because of this, it's easy to feel lost and uncertain about how to navigate through life's challenges. And for men, it's even worse because everyone looks at us like, find the answer, find this, find that, get us out of this trouble, right? So you may feel inadequate and unprepared to handle anything that comes your way, especially if, growing up, those around you couldn't provide guidance on developing emotional resilience, problem-solving skills, and other vital qualities you require to survive the hard times, just like it happened to me. So don't feel bad for not having the necessary skills, especially like I mentioned. If your parents were not there, if there were no role models to show you all of this, then unfortunately you're gonna have to learn all of that right now. But you must realize that all aspects of life can be fucking challenging, no matter what it is. And it's natural to feel overwhelmed. It truly is. So it's okay to feel like that. Don't feel bad. However, you can't let your fears hold you back from trying new things, even to survive. Because with the right mindset, the right support, and right guidance, you can overcome these feelings of inadequacy. I know this from my personal experiences. One of the things that I did, 7 years ago, I started to listen to people like Tom Bilyeu, Eric Thomas, Tony Robbins, like role models, for me at least. These were role models that showed me how to overcome the hard times in my life. And what happened is that when my wife got super sick a few years back, it turned my world upside down. We lost her income. She wasn't able to drive and had to be watched 24/7. She had to be hospitalized multiple times for days at a time. She had to be hospitalized for 2 weeks one time. So I had to step up and make sure we could both survive, as she was the one making the most money. She was my cougar. She was taking care of me, actually. I was making money, but not as much as she was making. So I didn't have to worry. If I had been the one that got sick, she would have been able to take care of me financially. She was taking care of me anyway, right? So it wasn't just about me anymore at that point, because I had to take care of her as well. I had to go to work and after work, take care of her. It became her and me. People tried to help us until it became too much for them, which I can understand why it became too much for them. So I'm not mad at them. It was hard to take care of my wife. And the biggest challenge for me was that this was brand new to me. I had to step into something new, something that I had never done before. And I want you to understand that. I had never done this before because growing up, I learned how to survive alone. I was able to take care of myself. I was able to take, pretty much advantage of other people just so I can survive. I was able to cook for myself, know how much money I needed for myself and shit like that. So growing up, I learned how to do all of this. But now, once my wife got sick and I had to take care of her, I had to learn new skills like caring for my wife, focus, the right mindset, and many more. Especially since my wife needed a lot of care. She needed so much care that I had to go on FMLA, which I'm glad I was able to qualify for FMLA. And I had to learn to balance a lot of things in my life. There were many times I thought I wasn't going to be able to handle all of these changes because everything was happening so fast that I was just like, oh shit, another diagnosis. Oh shit, another medication that costs hundreds of dollars, even with insurance. And oh shit, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, I don't know how to do this. There were times I cried alone in my car and screamed inside my car. I was losing it. And it was fucking challenging. But, and this is important, and I want to highlight this, I was determined to become the man I needed to be for my wife. Something that I had never been before until that point. That's when I had to put my big boy pants, strap my laces, and literally be like, fuck this. I got this. I have to learn. I had to fight the feelings of not being good enough. I had to do the inner work. I learned valuable lessons that helped me become a better husband and a better caregiver. I learned that the fear of not being good enough can be a powerful foe, silently seeping into your life and beating down your self-esteem and decision-making abilities. It can make you feel like you're dumb, and it can stop you from taking risk, blocking your ability to create the life you want and be happy. But the most important thing that I want to tell you about this particular fear is that this fear has a huge impact and it can be severe, even affecting your physical and mental health at some point in your life. It can do that. All that stress, all those negative feelings are going to take a toll in your life, are going to take a toll on your physical and mental health. I'm not even kidding. That's why men break, because of all that pressure. And at the end of the day, especially with men, when we feel inadequate, we go down into this depression where we don't see an escape but to take the last resort, which is unfortunately, like suicide. So I've seen people do that. And that's why I want to talk about that, because I know how it feels to feel inadequate. But the main problem that I found while going through all of this is that it's all too easy to compare yourself to society's unrealistic standards, right? You have to be this, you have to be that, you have to be there for everyone, especially when it comes to defining success as a man. Because for some fucking reason, as a man, you're expected to be everything for everyone. from the providers, from the leaders, and the fearless warriors. And sometimes you have to be all of these without asking for help. Like if we had been trained to do this from a very young age, and like I mentioned, sometimes we don't have that opportunity to be trained or to learn this at a young age. We learn different things based on our circumstances and our environments. And if we don't know how to do it, if we don't know how to be successful as a man, we feel like losers. But these expectations can take a toll on your lives, leaving you feeling unfulfilled, anxious, angry, and resentful. And those negative feelings are going to hold you back. But the worst thing that can happen, or that actually has happened with this type of situations where men don't feel adequate to handle the situations that they're facing, is that they become loners. A lot of them, and this was happening to me, men become loners until we find a clique that accepts us because we share the same ideas. We share the ideology that men are supposed to be respected, that men are supposed to be, the providers and everything. But sometimes those cliques or groups are not good for you, especially if they're holding you back from reaching your full potential. There's a lot of communities out there online that do that. I've seen it. I pretty much have researched this for a while, and the way that they talk to other men, it doesn't help them. It actually keeps them down. Like, oh, you're stupid, you're this, you're that, you'll never be anything if you don't do what I tell you. That's what I'm talking about. However, you must understand that asking for help when you don't know what to do is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. For me, it's like saying, I don't know shit. I'm a student at this moment, and I'm here to fucking learn because I want to improve my life and my wife's life. I want to be able to take her to the best doctors. I want to be able to say to her, like, go get your medicine. Oh, it's $600? It doesn't fucking matter. We have the money. That's what I want. Because I don't want to deal with fucking insurance anymore. If you have deal with insurance, you know it's a pain in the ass. And every year it's getting worse. And I learned that doing this, becoming the student, allows you to establish genuine connections to help you grow and lead yourself and your families to a better life when needed. And right now, because of everything that we're going through, that is needed. So if you feel like you can't handle life alone, you should talk to someone. You can talk to your partner, your friends, or your family. You can also seek therapy if you desire or need to. And another thing that you can try is that you can journal to help you process your day. That actually has helped me a lot. I did the therapy and I've done the journaling, and it has helped me a lot because it lets me reflect on my feelings throughout the day. So if I'm feeling angry and I write it down and I'm like, oh, this fucking person made me angry for whatever reason, you know what? It's not worth it. I'm going to use that energy and put it towards working on the podcast, towards learning how to make money, towards improving myself. That's how you become the man that you need to become. But the most important thing that I learned, and I want to share this with you, and I don't care if I have to repeat it time and time again, I will, is that you need to learn to recognize reasonable advice and choose the path that will take you to your promised land. You need to evolve a lot because growth happens every single day. You must follow different advice and different things from different people until you find what works for you. Because here's what happens. With these little communities that we have online now, a man joins them. And the man thinks, oh shit, this guy has the life that I want, so I'm gonna follow him. And they follow them, and they do all these things that they're being told to do, but nothing changes. Nothing changes in their life, even though they keep paying the money, even though they keep following the advice, but nothing changes, and they get stuck. I've seen it. I've seen this happening to other guys. They get stuck, they're wasting their money, and they don't want to stop following that advice because they feel like it's their fault. Some self-help gurus say like, oh, if my advice doesn't work for you, then it's your fault. I heard that on videos. There's people that actually say that. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's what I'm telling you. You have to follow different advices, or advice, however you want to say it, until you find what works for you. You might combine advice from one person and another and make it work for you. That's what I have been doing for the last 7 years. I'm going to find my way, thanks to the help of the people that I follow. And I know self-help gurus can be helpful. Some can. But some only want your money or attention nowadays, if you think about it. When they tell you, it's like, oh, you need to pay me $3,000 a month and I'm going to change your life. How the fuck are you going to change my life for $3,000 a month? Like, honestly, if you want like one-on-one coaching, I get it. But if you have like a group of people where they pay you $3,000 a month or even more, and you tell them the same advice over and over and over again to all of them, that's not helping them. That's taking advantage of them. Because advice needs to be designed to help that person. If you give the same advice to a group, it's not going to help them, right? If you think about it. I've been researching this. And another problem that I see with self-help gurus or people that are trying to help men and women too, many of them only talk about making money and not caring about your partner if you're in a relationship. They don't discuss the feeling of not being good enough in relationships, which it pisses me off because at one point or another, those men that are leading want to be in a relationship, want to settle down, but they feel like they still have to chase the money, right? Again, I've seen this a lot. And what these self-help gurus do is that they don't tell you that you must balance your personal and relationship goals by communicating with your partner and telling them or her that you're working on a goal and that you need time to reach it. So this is what you need to do, because I have never heard this fucking advice. If you're working on a goal that will take your family to the next level where they don't have to worry about money, you need to come to you need to go to your partner and say like, hey, honey, lovey, like I call my wife, I need this amount of time. Like, for example, 3 weeks. Just say like, I need 3 weeks so I can reach this goal. I know I can do it, and I know I'm going to do it, but during this time, I'm going to be a little bit distant. I'm not going to be able to help you a lot. I need to focus on this, because once we reach that monetary goal or that lifestyle goal, whatever it is, I'm going to be able to spend more time with you. I'm going to be able to, like in my case, take you to the doctors. We won't have to ask somebody to take you. I will be able to take you to the doctors, but I need this time. And my wife, at least in this situation, she understands. She's all like, okay, go ahead and fucking kill that goal. And when I reach those goals, then I spend so much fucking time with her. We hang out more. We celebrate together. Like I mentioned in a previous episode, we celebrate the small victories. We do that. And another thing that I do, and I also think that you should do it, is that you should ask for help from your partner when needed, because you can always learn something new from your partner. I do this with my wife all the time, and it helps a lot. And if you're not doing this, you're missing out on a lot of information, because your partner is going to be able to tell you what your blind spots are. You can only see so much. You can only see this much, right? And some people can only see this much. So if you have your partner, a friend, or somebody, in this case, your wife, your partner, and you ask them for help, and if they truly want to help you, they're going to be like, you know what? You're fucking up on this. You need to change that. You need to do this. And if you do it, you're going to see the changes. You're going to see that you're actually going to reach the next level sooner. So it's important to get the right help. And in this situation, you should get the help from the person that is going to be pretty much with you for the rest of your life. Don't you think? I mean, in my opinion, it has helped me a lot. It may not help you if you follow, the red pill community. They say, don't ask them for help. It's like, whatever works for you. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't, right? All I'm saying is try different things until you see if it works for you or not. Because when you do that, you're going to see a different path. So remember, just because you're a man doesn't mean you have to do everything alone. If you can't handle it, that's counterproductive. That's why you need to ask for help when needed. The learning process will take time and effort, but it's fucking worth it. I cannot tell you how worth it is to have goals and to ask for help, because if you haven't been trained or guided from a very young age, you're not going to reach it. You're going to have to literally remove all this negative mindset from your head and create a new mindset. And until you do that, that feeling of inadequacy, that feeling of not feeling like you're good enough, is not going to go away. You have to fight that. And you fight it with knowledge. You fight it by growing. You fight it by learning. You fight it by becoming a better version of yourself and evolving every single fucking day. And one last thing. Don't give up. If you start to feel like you're not good enough, ask yourself this particular question. How come I feel like this? Actually, there's two questions. Where does this feeling come from? Find out where it comes from. Go through that challenge. Go through that learning experience for yourself. You're going to learn why you feel that way, and then you're going to be able to overcome that feeling. And that's it for today. Thanks again for watching. Remember to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content. Remember to keep an open mind and engage in respectful discussions in the comments below. And remember to share, like, and subscribe, and hit the notification button to stay tuned for more content. And here are my final thoughts. Ready? Learn the necessary skills to become the man you need to become. And have a great day.